Hey, what are you doing back there?
Prepping to put these things in the water.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Cody here with Just Life. Today is the day we are submerging ye old crappie habitats. So if you watched the previous video, I'll put the link in the description box below. We made our one tool crappie habitats, and historically crappie love these things. So now we are on site at the lake with the buckets, and we are going to place them in the water. So some pointers for this are, do your research at home first. So what you want to do is look at your local lake or wherever you're going to put these at. If it's a lake, it's a lake. If it's a pond, you probably don't need to do that much research. But on a lake, you certainly want to do some prep work on the computer. If you can find a good topography map of your lake, which shows elevation changes and stuff on the map, that's definitely preferred. So you can find where you want to put these things at. So historically we've been doing really good, and in the past we've done good at 15 to 20 foot of water, so we're going to stick to that. Tip number 2 is bring a buddy. They don't look like much, but man, they can be heavy.
It's the only one that don't charge.
So anyway, I'm gonna walk you through how we do this, and we're gonna sink some habitats, and hopefully we can come back and get on some crappie dangles, so stick around. Okay, so previously in our videos I've showed you how to do this. All of our habitats have either this little hook or a little handle, like on the buckets they have a handle or whatever, and that's designed to help us place the structures. So we're at 15 feet again, super easy to do. We're gonna do one on both sides of the boat, that way you have a nice canopy over top. So what you're gonna do is take your rope. We use a rope to place ours in. You're gonna put it through that hook, just like that. Don't let go of this end, all right? Now this is gonna go kind of fast just because of the weight. I'm gonna pick it up and I'm gonna throw it off to the side, and it's just gonna go down, down, down. You ready? You ready?
I'm ready.
All right, here we go. Make sure you don't let go. Hold both ends of the rope at first to get it in the water. I'm gonna give it a good amount of slack so I can get it in the water. But anyway, here we go. Then we're just gonna take it off the edge and drop her in. Like that. Now, if you look, I'm holding both ends of this rope. You see my hands, I had both ends. Now I'm letting all that air get out of that habitat, okay? Now I'm just gonna hold the short end and slowly let it descend down to the depths. Just like that. It's just gonna go down, down, down. And boom, when you get slack in your line like that, it means it's at its bottom. What I like to do is I'll take it again and I'll pick it up, make sure we're upright, make sure we got a good solid base, like that, and boom, crappie habitat number 1 has been placed. So now you can drop this end of the rope and pull it back through. Just that easy. Now we're gonna do number 2. Now this one's gonna be a little bit trickier. We're pretty sure this one's gonna fall over when it gets to the bottom. I'm gonna grab a 2-liter bottle and we're gonna fix it to the tops of the branches, and what will happen is those bottles will fill with air, and as it goes down, these right here, and so as the bottles go down, they'll keep the air in them, will keep the structure upright. So let's strap these on real quick and then we're gonna throw it in there. Okay, so what we did for the bottles is, got the 2-liter, we put one zip tie around the neck, and that's to hold the bottle, because you know the collar on the neck will hold it. The next zip tie is gonna go through that zip tie. How many times can we say zip tie? Like that, okay? Now, I'm gonna cinch this one down a little bit more to make sure that's good and tight. So that tag, don't worry about that tag. Now you're left with this zip tie, which is you're going to affix to the structure. So we know that this is the top of the structure. We want this to be somewhere on the top, but you also want the zip tie below a branch so it doesn't slide off. So what I'll do is I'll put it right here below this Y. Make sure your bottle's inverted. Make sure your bottle's upside down. I'm gonna put it right here on this Y. So it's below, so you have a fork right here. I'm gonna put it below that because when I pull the zip tie tight like this, that bottle will not be able to slide up there at all. Right? Boom, just like that. And what that'll do is that air, I'm not gonna tell you it's perfect, but it will help keep this branch upward while that all settles in. Will it still fall over? There's a possibility, but we've made this in a way that if it does fall over, look, it's sideways right now, still a great habitat. So now that that's on there, we're gonna get our rope like we had before, and we're gonna throw this joker in the lake. I'm gonna stand this thing up, get out of the harm's way here. There we go, grab our rope through here, give me some slack, and we're just gonna throw it off in the lake. So if you want, what my dad will do is he'll come up to the live scope here. Okay, so he's on live scope now. I'll drop it some. So there you can see the structure right there. So you see the structure, I'm bouncing it up and down. We're gonna go all the way to the floor with it. There's some fish swimming by right now. They're probably about to be scared. So I'm gonna stop it right before the floor. We're on the floor. I'm gonna pick it back up and down. You see me bouncing it, getting us a nice little footing in that mud. So there we go. Now I'm gonna drop the rope and you'll probably see the rope go down. I'm gonna let some of these air bubbles clear out just a little bit. And now I'm gonna drop the rope. You see the rope falling down right there. I'll pull it back up. And boom, there you go. So that's what it looks like to put these crappie habitats in. That's what it looks like on live scope. It's pretty cool. So those habitats are, what do you think, about 10 feet apart?
Yeah, give or take.
They're about 10 feet apart or so. So we have 2 distinct spots that we can fish from, 4 fish at. We're gonna go to these other 2. And then I think that's all we're doing today. Are we doing on dangle today, or are we just placing habitats?
I think we'll just place them today.
He's scared. He's scared.
We might check a couple stumps, but for the most part, nah, we're just improving the position.
You don't want to lose again. You know. Anyway, let's go put these other ones in place. Okay, so we're post bucket placement, habitat placement, and we want to check the buckets and make sure they're all set and look good on side imaging. There's not a lot of information out there about using side imaging to find structure or where to fish or any of that. So I'm gonna do my best here to kind of help give a little bit of education on how to do that. He's gonna do most of the talking because he's watching, but right now what we're doing is we're driving past the structures now.
Yep, so the structure's in place. We put them 14 foot apart from each other, and you'll see those 2 hot spots. They don't look like much, but let me tell you, you don't want to have a lot. Because in my opinion, you got to have your structures small and all over the place.
Yeah.
And because for what reason, they'll get spooked and they'll go to the next structure that's like within 20 to 30 foot from the other structure. So that's why I do that. I spread them out 10 to 15 feet apart. And yeah, sometimes they get scooped or spooked and they go to the other one.
Yeah.
And it's hard for people to find them too. So if you put a smaller structure out there, people will have a less tendency to pick up where that structure is located, a bucket or whatever. So it's just some tips to kind of, you know, conceal it, but make it effective at the same time.
Absolutely. And you see, those structures are about 6 by 6, 6 foot by about 6 foot, the total area that they take up. And you see how small they are on the side imaging, which is good. And we've showed you that in if you watched,
a lot of fish out there.
If you watched, I think it was the last video, depending on when this one comes out, you saw we were fishing for those crappie, and all we were doing was scooting up 10 feet, scooting up 10 feet, scooting up 10 feet. And basically we were just following those fish. I think that was probably last week. But anyway, that's kind of what we're trying to implement here. We've used some other structure that's already in place here at the lake to dress those off of, but that's how you would do that. And like he said, it's not a huge blip on side imaging. You saw how little it was on screen, but you saw the amount of structure we put down there. So
anyway. See, this is another one that I would probably hit if we were going to fish. I'd hit that one right there. See how that one's got you got a piece of structure down there, and it's got a whole lot of little white spots around it. So what that is those are fish down there you're looking at. There's a few fish hanging around that structure right there.
And that looks like a log. It looks like a laydown, like a log or something that rolled in there. Yeah, that's what you're doing. You're looking for stuff like that in the water that holds structures. When the crappie are spawning, when they're in the real shallows, the structure is way more prevalent, just because, I mean, look at how much surface area we're trying to cover here. But when they're spawning and they're in that shallow water, what you'll look for a structure like that, it looks like a Christmas tree. There'll be little ornaments all over it. And I can put a picture of that right here. And that's what that looks like when they're spawning like that. But we found during the summer, though, they're more spread out. You're gonna get more 10 to 15 fish per structure. And that's what that looks like. But anyway, let's get back to placing structures. So there you go. That is how you put crappie habitats, Jesus, into the water.
And fall in the lake.
And fall in the lake, because this guy's running the trolling motor. Anyway, Hey guys, I hope that was educational. I hope that helped some of y'all out. If you want to put habitats in your lake, I would strongly suggest it. It helps build a population. It helps hold fish, and you know, it's good for the environment to keep replenishing the lakes and stuff. But anyway, if you have any questions, drop them in the comment section below. Make sure you like the video and smash that subscribe button, and we will catch you on the next one. You got anything to say?
Nope. Appreciate you hanging out with us again.
Peace.